Hey Yankees fans, I hope you're having a wonderful day today. If you love the Yankees and you're not subscribed, be sure to subscribe. We're on the road to 21,000 subscribers. We're almost there. So if you could help us get there, that would be an absolute blessing. We're going to go over a potential trade between the Yankees and the Mets. This was a proposed mock trade by Jake Ellman of Athlon Sports. He proposed a trade where the Mets would send Starling Marte to the New York Yankees for two prospects, pitching prospect Alan Facundo and catcher prospect Rafael Flores. Now, Facundo, 22-year-old left-handed pitcher, started in 7 games last year in single A for the Yankees and pitched to a 2.40 ERA, 30 innings pitched, 38 strikeouts, 14 walks. Rafael Flores, 24-year-old catcher who also played some first base last year for the Yankees in the minor leagues, had a really good season for the Yankees. Began the season at high A. He played in 57 games, hit .285, 6 home runs, 35 RBI with the .870 OPS. That earned Flores a promotion to Double A, where he continued his offensive success, where he hit .274, 15 home runs, 33 RBI with the .878 OPS. So between the two levels, Flores hit .279, 21 home runs, 68 RBI with the .875 OPS. Flores is impressive offensively. I like him a lot. Obviously, there is a roadblock up there at the major leagues. His name's Austin Wells. So it's going to be a little tough. There's a tough path for Flores to make it to the major leagues as a catcher, but his bat seems really good. So if he continues his success this year offensively and he plays a decent first base when they put him there, his future could be at first base. So I like Flores a lot. 24 years old, though, so he's a little of an older prospect, but I like him. We'll see what happens. 6'3", 220. I love him. I really do. But would I make that move? Would I trade Flores and Facundo for Starling Marte? The answer is absolutely not. Marte last year for the Mets hit .269, 7 home runs, 40 RBI with a .715 OPS, only played in 94 games for the Mets. The previous year played in over 80 games. Marte will be a free agent at the end of the season and is owed over $20 million this year. Marte is also 36 years old. If I'm the Yankees, I'm not doing it. Right? I would assume because you're the Yankees who potentially need somebody, right? Because Grisham has hamstring issues. Giancarlo Stanton has tennis elbow. So, you might need an outfielder if what you think internally isn't good enough, which I think it is. Personally, I love Pereira. Maybe I'm just a homer, but that's how I am. I love my Yankees. Anyway, I wouldn't get another injury-prone outfielder like Marte. I don't think that's smart, paying him over $20 million this year. I don't think that's the move. Now, I would maybe do it, if the Mets were willing to play ball here. The New York Mets lost one of their starting pitchers, Frankie Montas, former New York Yankee. That stint was terrible. Injury-prone stint. Anyway, if I'm the Yankees and if you go to the Mets and you say, hey, we want Marte, and the Mets say we want these two prospects, I'm countering that, because if you want two prospects, and one being a very good one in Rafael Flores, for an aging outfielder who's on a 1-year deal, who's injury prone. If I'm the Yankees, I would counter that and say, hey, you need a starting pitcher. We'll offer you Marcus Stroman, who has seen success with the Mets organization. He last pitched for them in 2021. He had over a 3 ERA. He pitched very well for the Mets. You send Stroman and his $18.5 million 2025 salary to the Mets for Starling Marte. And the Yankees take on Marte's salary. It's a wash. Done. Finished. Maybe you ask the Mets to take on $1 million of Marte's salary. That's the only way I would even think about acquiring Marte. Only way. If I'm the Yankees, I'm not doing it. I would rather go out and get an infielder. I would rather go out and get Arenado at that point. Now, Marte only has 1 year left. That's it. Arenado, you're committing not only this season, but 2026 and 2027. So with Marte, it's only 1 year, but I'm not adding $20 million to my payroll by unloading 2 of my prospects. No chance. Unless the Mets are willing to take on some of Marte's contract. Honestly, half of it, maybe more, because I don't even know if I would pay $10 million for Marte at this point. An injury-prone outfielder is 36 years old, and I don't think if I'm the Yankees that's not the guy who's going to move the needle. He might fill in, have that, above 700 OPS, be an above or average player. That's all fine. He can still play. It's just he gets hurt. That's the issue. And I just think he's too much money. So I would rather figure it out in-house when it comes to the outfield, because I'm a big fan of Everson Pereira, huge fan of his, former top 100 prospect 2 years in a row, dealt with injuries. Peraza, the same thing, infielder, dealt with injuries. So I would love for one of those guys, or both of them, to get an opportunity if the opportunity arises. And for Peraza, it's here. For Pereira, it might open up for him, especially if Stanton opens the year in the IL and Grisham, if his hammy is a lingering issue for him. There's a spot for Pereira on this team. So if I'm the Yankees and you want an outfielder, look elsewhere. Don't look at Marte. If you have to trade any prospects, if you have to trade a prospect like Flores, I've read you his numbers, pretty damn solid. I would call St. Louis up about Brendan Donovan. Now, I'm hearing a lot about that. I'm hearing a lot of people talk about Donovan. I think he's a really good ball player. I would love him on the Yankees. I think it would make a lot of sense. Don't know if St. Louis wants to move him, though. But if I'm the Yankees and if he were to become available, of course you jump on that now, right? If he is available. I just don't think he is available, and I don't think St. Louis wants to move him, because you might have to move a pretty prospect to go and get him. But if I'm going to move Flores at all, I would rather offer him, dangle him in a St. Louis deal for Donovan. Of course, it would have to be a lot more, and he would not be the main part of the deal. He would just be a part of the deal, an add-on to that said deal, because St. Louis is going to want something pretty. They will for Brendan Donovan. Good defender, good hitter. They're going to want something. But as far as Starling Marte goes, if I'm the New York Yankees, only if you're willing, if you are able, not obviously they're willing to, but if you are able, if the Mets would take on Marcus Stroman's contract, and that vesting option is also attached, if you're able to do that and get Marte, that's when you think about it. Maybe you even do it. But I don't think that's the move. I don't think Marte is the move unless you're able to move Stroman for Marte and you're just able to swap salaries. If you're the Yankees, you may even have to throw in an extra prospect because of that vesting option. Not Flores, but somebody else. Might have to. But listen, I want to know what you guys have to say down in the comments. Thank you guys so much for watching. More content, of course, for you on the way. Live streaming is going to start very soon. I'm going to start back up with that. Can't wait to do that. Have some surprises for you. Good stuff. So guys, listen, thank you so much for watching. Take care.